What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here in this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, with the recent proposal that Matt has put out for this wild season permit and the associated cost of roughly 40 vouchers per season, I'm starting to get excited about the numbers here. Now, again, this is all hypothetical, right? It may not even happen, first of all, and even if it does, that doesn't mean that we're going to have the buy-in that's necessary. But if we do, here's an interesting stat or just number that I want to share with you guys. Okay, so if an account wanted to play in Wild and they wanted it to be so that they essentially were playing in Wild for free, right? Because they already own enough assets in the game, then the way that you can do that is by owning enough SPS that the amount of vouchers you receive from owning that SPS, right? So owning and staking that SPS will cover the amount per season, right? So roughly we get 2 seasons per month. So we'll just say a season is roughly 15 days. So if you take this 40 vouchers per season, let me actually go ahead and click there. Oh, come on. Why? There it is. 40 divided by 15, you get 2.67 vouchers is what is required to earn from vouchers every day. So let's actually go over to the Splinter Cars website here where you can see how much you would need to get. And I'm just going to put, I did the math earlier, so we'll just keep it nice and easy, 100,000 SPS. Which is not an insignificant amount by any means, right? But it is what it is. 100,000 SPS gets you not quite the 2.67, but again, we're just going to make it easy. So 100,000 SPS is what is required, okay, in order to get roughly that 2.6 SPS, 2.67. Actually, it's a little bit lower, so it would need to be higher. So I took this 100,000 SPS and I was just like, okay, let's go with Matt's numbers of, roughly 20% of the accounts play in Wild that want to actually achieve this. Again, I'm just, this is not a requirement. Nobody needs to actually own 100,000. You can just go buy the vouchers or pay the DEC off of the marketplace. But if we just had a certain amount of accounts going for it, and in fact, 15,000 accounts is where I'm looking at, which is not a large amount by any means, right? Sure, maybe will it be bots early on? It could be, but this game going to 15,000 players is not that much. And 15,000 players owning 100,000 SPS is also not that much, right? Not that far of a stretch. Again, I'm assuming in like a massive macro bull run that we're all expecting to come in later this year and into 2025. So you take that 15,000 player base, right? Multiply that by 100,000 SPS. And I don't know why there's no, I wish they had commas here, but this is actually 1.5 billion SPS. Let me say it again, 1.5 billion SPS. We'll go back over to Splinter Cards and understand that 1.5 billion SPS is more than the amount of SPS currently in circulation. We only have 1.4 billion, right? 1.43. And it's roughly half of all SPS that'll ever be in circulation. And more importantly, 1.5 billion is double the amount of SPS that is currently staked, or a little bit more than double, or a little bit less than double. Excuse me. So again, it just gets me excited about the fact that if you get people who are serious about playing, that want to, acquire enough SPS to have good rewards in Wild for the long run, and want to earn enough vouchers at this point that will allow them to play for free, right? And again, I mean, we're talking like $3-4 a month, but yeah, $3-4 a month. It's not anything wild or crazy. But that being said, it's just like people would use or utilize whatever they're earning from the game, all right? And you'd be automatically earning that. Now, again, these numbers are rough, and of course, they're not even accounting for the fact that if you had 1.5 billion SPS stake, then you'd actually be getting half the amount of vouchers, right? Just because you have to split. There's only 20,000 vouchers going towards the staked SPS, right? The other 20,000 goes towards node license holders. So again, this is all just hypothetical. I'm having some fun with the numbers here. I'm not saying that we're going to go to that level, but this is the type of thing that I was looking for and have been waiting for when Matt, last year talked about let's make vouchers scarce again. Now, this is going to tie vouchers essentially to a soft peg of roughly 5 cents, right? That's what it is, 40 vouchers or 2,000 DEC. So right now it's definitely a steal if you were to use vouchers for this wild format, as opposed to DEC. You're getting a 50% discount almost on vouchers versus roughly a 25% discount on DEC. But either way, even if people decide not to do vouchers, or let's say vouchers get close to 5 cents, I mean, just the massive amount of burning of DEC would be fantastic. And my hope is that what we've seen from a lot of the bot accounts is not exit from the game necessarily. I'm sure many have, probably because the earnings aren't necessarily there, but we've seen a lot of consolidation. And my hope is that, we will see more consolidation, but in a good way, where people are just trying to maximize the rewards that they're getting and the earnings that they're getting from the game to play within the new rules that have currently been set, right? And again, when I talk about rules, I'm not talking about botting or not botting. I'm talking about the economic incentives, which is what Matt and even Aggie back in the day wanted to do. And I feel like this is yet another positive step in that direction. Now, does this hurt regular players? Does this hurt real people? Yes, because anything that hurts bots hurts real people too. That's just how it is, right? All of these hurdles that are coming up in place are going to be things that impact everybody. Doesn't matter whether you have a heartbeat or not. But the point is that when I look at this and I'm just like, 2,000 DEC a season, like I can earn more than that. Or better yet, if the players that we attract like a game enough where they're just like, yeah, I can pay $2 a season or $4 a month to play in a game and earn and have the potential to get jackpots and who knows what other kind of cool rewards they might be able to put into place, or just earn SPS. Because keep in mind, if the rewards in Wild start to get really good, you'll get people who want to come in and start playing at the higher levels of Wild, similar to what we have in Modern. And once again, all of this is contingent upon the fact that the team is trying to onboard hundreds of thousands of players in the next 24 months. If they can do that, I mean, none of this really matters anyway, right? There's not enough to go around. But even more so after looking at these numbers, because I'm giving you that 15,000 players each wanting to stake 100,000 SPS just to get free, whatever in Wild is again, that number kind of blew me away. And we probably could have looked at this in the past without even this proposal that has come up and just looked at it and just okay, yeah, we need 15,000 players that want to have 100,000 SPS staked. That's actually, again, not necessarily unattainable. I actually think it's very attainable, but we need to get the economy back into a place where that is appealing. And a big part of that is getting SPS as scarce as possible and SPS going to the moon as much as possible. And so I like the way that the chess pieces are shifting around the board right now. I'll tell you this. I know that there's a lot of negativity. There's a lot of salt and whatever. I'm actually feeling more bullish than I have in a while when it comes to Splinterlands. I don't know how else to say it. I'm probably going to get called out for being you're going to back whatever the team does anyway. And for the most part, maybe I do. I think that I've stood my ground on many things that I was on the opposite end of the team on the opposite end of the team. And either way, when I look at this, I just appreciate the fact that the team, and maybe specifically Matt, is thinking so far outside the box. And I said this in the video yesterday or a couple days ago, kind of talking when he gave a little preview of what this would be. And to me, it's I think back to where we were a couple of years ago, even just a year ago, right? Just fighting bots, or maybe 2 years ago in 2022, fighting bots and just going through that whole thing. And I don't know what the upper management kind of viewpoint on bots was outside of what everybody else knew, right? What it was said on the town halls. And it's just okay, we want to have a decentralized space and blah, 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 all this, right? I don't know if Aggie was for or against bots. I don't know if Matt was for or against bots. And again, it doesn't really matter at this point. But I can say that since Matt has taken over in September of last year, and even before that, there were a lot of things that Matt was doing to combat bots. And I for people that are frustrated with the team's approach over the past couple of years, I will say this. I think Matt has taken on the bots and the bot farming, we'll call it, much more head on since he's become CEO. And again, I'm not trying to make a commentary on what it was like and who was for or against it beforehand. I'm just trying to say that following September of last year, there has been a much more concerted effort, in my opinion. And I mean, Matt even put together a proposal citing with the words, right, i.e. bot farms in that proposal. So I'm totally off on a complete tangent with this video. I just wanted to talk about vouchers, but hopefully you guys can see where I'm at in terms of just being very excited about where like I said, the economic chess pieces are shifting across the board. And, if we can get this massive macro bull run, I don't know what that says for Splinterlands. This is not financial advice. I'm not telling you to go out and buy a bunch of SPS. I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm just saying that, like, the game is leaps and bounds better than it was when I came to it a couple of years ago. And if we can catch any of that momentum that comes into crypto, that comes specifically into crypto gaming, I know Hive isn't ideal. I know where we're at from a market cap perspective isn't ideal. But if the team can deliver a solid product, which we're seeing get improved every single week, and deliver bringing more eyeballs into the game and hopefully converting those eyeballs into players and, just hardcore fans like we are, it could be a really fun bull run. That's all I got to say. It could be a really fun bull run. And I'm getting more and more excited about it the more I see these things happening. So that's all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, I will catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.